I'm capturing the figure so closely with a macro lens. Can take a look at the details and the paintwork yourself. This is seriously impressive for 5,000-6,000 yen. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. Okay, so today's figure review is kind of a unique one, something different for once, right? But before that, let me explain what is going on. So once again, the support from you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. You see, I have two bags of figures over here, where actually a follower, a subscriber of this channel, he has just met up with me few hours ago, and he offered to pass on these figures to me for figure reviews. Yeah, he's lending all these things to me, and as you could already tell from the title of this video, yeah, 3 of them are Chibi figures which I am to review today. So let me share with you guys what I got from him a moment ago. So there are these Chibi figures from Azur made by Apex, none other than Apex, right? So these Chibi figures, they are like over 5,000 yen each. They're like 8 centimeters big also, according to Ami at least. And at the back, yeah, there is a hologram sticker over here to verify the authenticity of the figure. So it is kind of interesting that even on low-cost figures, they are giving these hologram stickers on the boxes. I mean, these stickers aren't cheap, right? So these 3 figures will be reviewing them in a moment. But before that, let me show you guys what else did I receive over here. So there are 2 figures, another 2 figures. The first one over here. Alright, so this is a scale figure by Daiki. Yeah, and wow, this is a huge scale figure. This thing is big. This should be a 1/6 scale. I will be reviewing this later on, weeks later, right? I need time to prepare. A 1/5 scale, 1/5. So this thing is huge. So Daiki Kogyo, I've owned only one figure from them back then. Yeah, this figure over here I'm putting on screen. This is my figure photography work, by the way. So it will be interesting with this figure. Niche character, right? I don't think this will be very popular, but since I received this, yeah, I'll be more than glad to review it. I love reviewing figures, by the way. And then the last figure, right? Right, so this one right here, this is the last figure. Though after I'm done reviewing these 3 Chibi figures today, this will be the next figure I will review first, not the Daiki one. Because I'm sure that you guys are going to be quite excited about it. I'm not going to mention the name of the character in this box over here. I'm going to let you guys guess it. The company behind this figure is Lemon Studio. The rest, I'll leave it up to you guys to guess what character this is, but I think we've already figured it out by now. Okay, so we'll put this aside and concentrate on these 3 figures. I'm not particularly experienced with those, right? However, at the same time, this trio of figures over here, they don't exactly fit into either category either. They are definitely not action figures, fixed pose, and they are not exactly Nandoroids either, because this is all you get. There are no swappable accessories or anything like that. Even though they look a lot like Nandoroids, the dimensions, the size are almost similar as well. You can put them next to your Nandoroids and they'll just blend in very nicely. Here we have Apex Toys Chibi figure Taiho from Azur. This is Lemalin, and this is, I'm not really sure how to pronounce her name, Cheshire, yeah. So these 3 are all from Azur, made by Apex Toys. It is quite interesting that Apex Toys does have quite a diversified range of products. They make things like this, they make scale figures, they make other types of merchandises as well, and they have a line of action figures which they call Arctech. Yeah, Arctech is under Apex too. So these three figures, I'm going to review them the same way I review scale figures, because yeah, there are no joints to to evaluate whether the joints articulation are good or not, things like that. And there are certainly no extra accessories for you to change. So yeah, part fitting is not exactly a topic to discuss about either. For the unboxing process of this trio of figures, they were very straightforward, both in the unboxing part and assembly part. So you can check out the short videos I uploaded on this channel for the full unboxing. And then we shall just quickly move on to the figures itself. So with the unboxing process, right, there are very few parts to put together, but if there is a comment I have for the unboxing experience, it feels like some of the parts are a bit too tight fitting. Like for Taiho, there are 3 packs on the base. Taiho is perhaps the easiest one to assemble because those 3 packs, they fit in just nicely, the tightness over there. Meanwhile, this figure of Lemalin over here in the middle, yeah, there's nothing really to put together other than that cover around her eye where she is sleeping. That is very Nendoroid. Yeah, you remove the front hairpiece and then you put it on and then you put it back on the hairpiece. So that is very Nendoroid style. Nothing wrong with it. If there is a comment I have is that this front hairpiece over here is a bit too loose to my liking. There's nothing quite wrong with it, but I wish that it is a bit tighter. Yeah. So the third one over here where she is browsing through a bunch of hairbands, Nekomimi hairbands, which obviously does not fit the size of her head. This one is the hardest to put together, and in the end, I decided not to plug the figure all the way into the base because the pegs over there are really tight. And these aren't my figures. I don't want to break anything, so I just push the figure halfway in and then lift it that way. Yeah. So that is the only one negative I could think of with this figure over here. As for the sculpting of the figure, right, I'm not even sure how to discuss this because these are Chibi figures. I wouldn't expect too much details out of them. But to me, it looks like, you know, the entire figure is really clean, really neat. Like there are no unnecessary defects on the figure. At one point in the past, Nendoroids used to have that problem where they try to rush the products out, you know, but that was many years ago. I haven't collected Nendos for so many years, so I can't comment much on that. But the sculpt, if there is one word I can use to describe all 3 figures, is that they are very neat and there is really nothing much wrong with it. I would say a clean 9.5 out of 10 easily for Chibi figures, which is pretty good. And then for the paint job, right? Paint job is something I would scrutinize a bit more. Not the face though. You see, with Chibi figures like this, right, most of the time it is almost impossible to get the face done wrong because the face is such a large part of the figure and there really is nothing to mess up. If you still mess up the face or the eyes, yeah, then you should just close shop. You know, you're not fit to be a toy manufacturer. So with figures like this, Chibi figures, and that includes Nendoroids, to me the face is not exactly the main concern, but everywhere else that is not the face. You see, for example, all these tiny detail parts around the clothes on Taiho. And then also, you know, the hair ribbons on this figure of Cheshire over here. Yeah, these tiny smaller details are what I look for in terms of the paintwork. Like, are there any flaws? Are there any paint bleeding, scratches and so on? QC related stuff. And Apex did a fantastic job with all 3. No matter how hard I looked all over the figure, there are no flaws with the paintwork to be found on all 3 figures over here. Yeah, you can just look at it for yourself. Remember that these figures are very small figures, 8 to 10 centimeters tall each. And yeah, I'm capturing the figures so closely with a macro lens. Can take a look at the details and the paintwork yourself. There is nothing wrong with the paintwork at all. And this is seriously impressive for 5,000-6,000 yen. It kind of shows you that the figure brand behind these products, they care. The one company I can think of that used to be inconsistent in the way where their higher end products are very well made, while their cheaper figures can have QC issues, yeah, Fats Company. Fats Company used to be like that. Nowadays, I'm not very sure because I'm only buying their higher end figures. I'm not buying their cheaper figures, so I can't say much about what they are like today. That was based on my experiences in the past. My conclusion for these three figures over here is that I can certainly recommend them. The craftsmanship is there, the quality control is there despite the low price point. So there is really few reasons not to get one unless you don't collect Chibi figures like I do. Seriously, after seeing this trio of figures, well, sometimes I do get the the urge to actually buy one or two for myself, use it as a decoration on top of my PC or even at my work desk, something like that. So these three figures are great, and I guess that is all for today's figure review. What do you think about figures like this? Do you actually own figures like this? Let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinions. These three figures, if anything, they give me even better impressions, more respect for the company, Apex. They have been around for just a number of years. They are quite new as a figure brand, but they are pushing out great products like this. Yeah, these three are great buys. And that concludes today's figure review. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this review today, please do give this video a like and consider subscribing to this channel for more figure reviews in the future. Until then, see you guys again very soon. Goodbye.